What up, all my Mingas, and welcome to the Minga Sports Podcast. I'm Nacho.
Oh wait, is this the start?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm Garuta. Let's go. I'm
uh,
with it.
all right, we're back on to some football talks. As the last episode was about some baseball, because it's
Yeah,
baseball. But
we gotta get our quota for baseball episodes, which is gonna be about 3 a year.
now the NFL preseason has started, so that means football. There's football to watch. There's football highlights. It's back, baby. Football's back. So we're gonna talk
Not the
about
same.
football.
It's not the same.
It's on the way, and it's something.
Let me ask. Did you watch any of the preseason games?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I watched the Hall of Fame game just because I had nothing else to do that night.
I did as well.
It was not good.
No, no, it was not.
I watched. What did I watch? I watched the Denver game because I thought Russ would play because I saw him warming up. He did not.
No. Did you see the video of Russ walking out of his mansion and almost walking right by his fucking Rolls Royce, but he's saying Broncos country, let's ride.
No.
And he's in his they talked about it on McAfee show today. Oh my god, it's so funny. He's in an all white suit. He's like primed and ready to go. Like you think like, oh, this dude's about to fucking throw for 500 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes out in full gear for the warm up, doesn't play a snap.
Yeah. I watched the Washington Carolina game because I wanted to see Baker, but then he left like immediately. I watched the I was really excited about the Cleveland game. Who did Cleveland play?
Cleveland played Jacksonville.
That is correct.
Because the Jacksonville fans started chanting "You sick fuck" at Deshaun while he was playing.
Deshaun played really bad.
Didn't he go like 1 for 5?
Yeah, he did really,
something like that.
Really bad.
What did he accomplish? Let's take a gander.
Not too much, because it wasn't good.
Our first gander of the year.
Yeah.
Of the season, I should say.
Man, I was upset over that. Oh, I also
Deshaun went 1 for 5 for 7 yards.
Yeah.
That's great.
I also watched the Cardinals Bengals because Trace McSorley started, and he was throwing dimes. I mean, I tell you, like, music video aside, kid was actually throwing dimes. So that's a good backup to have there in Arizona.
Like McSorley was actually like really good.
Yeah, he was actually
like not a bit.
No, this is not a bit. He was actually making really good throws.
That's kind of amazing.
What did he do? 13 for 22, 163 yards, 1 touchdown. For preseason, that's really not that bad. Oh, yeah, he did. Made a lot of really good throws. And
did
then
Colt McCoy go in there? No, Colt McCoy didn't go in there. Did Jarrett Guantarno go in there? Yeah, he went 7 for 10 with 54 yards.
I also watched a bit of the Lions-Falcons game. Pretty good game, actually. Like, for preseason, it was an entertaining game to watch.
I am so excited for tomorrow night to watch Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah.
Are you keeping up with that? Or...
No, I don't have access to watch.
Oh, tomorrow I'll get you access.
What is it on?
I got you. It's on HBO.
I don't know if I have HBO.
I'll get you on.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Because after watching the first episode, it is an experience.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm excited.
It is quite amazing.
Oh, gosh. Felipe Franks, the backup quarterback on the Falcons. He was playing receiver.
No.
Oh yeah, here it is. Felipe Franks, 1 reception for 5 yards. Go in the game. It took
1 reception for 5 yards.
I was bored, so I was watching highlights earlier of of all of preseason so far, and I saw 15 and Falcon. I went, wait a minute, is Felipe Franks still in the Falcons? And I was, and he was playing receiver. He was probably like, "Coach, I'm bored. Can I go play?"
Yeah. He did not play a snap at quarterback. Was it all Mariota and Ritter?
Yeah.
Mariota only went 2 for 2 passing. Oh, Ritter played a lot.
Oh yeah, Drake
Huh.
London also hurt himself.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that next week.
Yeah.
Cause today we're talking about the NFC East.
The NFC East.
Some might say the worst division in football. There's an argument. It's a good argument.
Let me take a look. I would have to. Well, yeah, probably. Well, I don't know actually.
I think they're all competitive within each other.
Yeah.
You know, being a Giants fan for
actually, yeah,
however many years I've been alive.
I'm gonna say that it's the worst division.
It's they're all competitive with each other, but they're like not top 10. You know, like none of these teams are a top 10 team, at least in my opinion. No, one of them is, but like they're all competitive, and it's
Do you mean top 10 team in the NFL or in the NFC?
In the league, in the whole NFL.
I'd love to.
They're not that good.
Who's top 10? Would you say arguably the Cowboys or the Eagles?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Because I have some takes. I got some takes.
All right. Well, hot takes. I haven't done those in a while.
I know. So we're gonna go through. I went a little overboard. If you guys can ask Nacho, I went a little overboard.
Yeah, there is a large Google Sheets that is color coded very nicely. It's beautiful.
I know. Some of the lines are fucked up, but I do not care enough to fix it.
There's every team and all of the positions and coaching and whatnot. It's pretty, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and I put in rankings, positional rankings. Shout out to Warren Sharp and his Sharp Analysis NFL 2022 preview.
Some of it's pretty shit, but
I bought his book for like $20.
And
I'm like, I'll read this, and it gave me a lot of like fantasy insight. It's a good book. It's like fucking 600 pages, but like over half of it is team previews. Like, let me pull up the like table of contents real quick.
Yep.
So it's just like, what we're expecting out of like defenses and offenses this year. There's a lot of efficiency like charts and tables. Then there's some fantasy rankings or whatever. And then page 50 is team previews. And each team preview is about 17 pages long for each team. I'm not joking. And so like I'll just go to like the Cardinals real quick because they're the first one. So the first page it'll show their schedule, like favored. It'll give them like an overview of the season that continues like on every page. Gives them their lineup, cap hits, acquisitions and players lost, coaches, their forecasted wins, last year's passing performance, offensive metrics, strength of schedule, positional rankings, which I have in this doc we are going to share today. A lot of just graphs and just big info dump, like for a real huge info dump. And I put the stuff which I thought was most important into this doc, which was positional rankings, because make a team, you need players, and if you want a good team, you need good players. I think that makes sense. So I did a little formulations and I did a little calculations and whatever, and I got some power rankings according to Mr. Sharp, and then I put my own power rankings there.
I got some bad news I was just checking up on.
No, you weren't.
Jake Luton, the quarterback from the USFL, the New Orleans Breakers.
You mean the Jacksonville Jaguars?
No, not anymore. He got cut. Rip.
Did Shefty just tweet about this or something? Where'd you find this?
I got an Instagram thing. I saw it.
No, you got an Instagram thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, he'll
I'm
he'll
sad.
probably find his way as a backup or into the XFL. Anyways, let's start off with our first team, which is the Washington Commanders.
Yep.
I don't like calling them the Commanders. I'll be
I
honest.
I
I think it's a
prefer the
weird
football
name.
team.
I would have preferred football team over the Commanders.
It's kind of cringe. Gotta be real. It's weird. It's just like, yeah, we get it. You're from DC. It's like army thing, but like then your colors are red and yellow.
Remember that video of Chase Young when he's like grading potential
Yeah.
names and then he's like, Commanders, F, name sucks. And then he had to act hype when they released that it was the Commanders because
Mhm.
he is the future of that team.
I got
That was
some.
pretty funny.
I got some beef and non-beef with the Commanders.
Oh,
So in the preseason, they wore their white unis, assuming because it was warm.
their white unis are their best. Or
I
no, they're not their best.
no, and I just want to
I
say
took the wrong ones.
I'll admit it. I was wrong because I hadn't seen them in game yet. They didn't look that bad in game because I've been shitting on them because they're a weird. They're a weird color of red. I wish the red matched the helmets.
I don't like the gradient on the number.
The gradient. Oh, it should not be on the number. But like
That's my only
the
complaint with
weird
it.
thing on the shoulders, I thought it was weird.
Cool.
I think it is weird, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It doesn't look as because just with like pictures I've seen it on like dummies or whatever, it looks like shit. But in game, it's not that bad. I will say I have this grievance with Jacksonville. Your pants are just plain white. There is literally the only thing that's red on the pants is the Nike symbol, and that pisses me the fuck off.
Well, if you look at the other uniforms, on their red one, the pants are just plain red. And on the black one, their pants are just plain
I
black.
didn't know that, and that makes me so fucking upset. Because Jacksonville,
they're going monotone. They're going monotone all season.
I hate it. It looks so bad.
Commanders.
It looks so bad. Like just plain pants, it looks so fucking terrible.
Honestly, looking at these white jerseys again, they're not bad. The red ones are slightly better, but the black ones kind of suck.
The black ones are terrible.
The black ones suck, but their aways are good and their homes are all right.
Like I just plain pants, it pisses me off. And like I said with Jacksonville, I didn't know they have like a little thing on the like their back of their knee.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Which I learned by watching them in game. But still, like, put a fucking stripe down the side. Commanders, that design on the sleeve, put it down the fucking side of the leg. Give me something. Though just plain white looks shit. It looks terrible. It looks really bad.
Yeah. Now that we've complained about the uniforms, let's complain about the team. Carson Wentz, ranked 24th best quarterback.
Actually, I have one more thing to say about the unis, just
right,
to get off my chest.
Go off while we're on it.
Helmets are fucking fire. These helmets are fucking nice.
Oh, yeah, for
helmets
real.
are so like the matte gradient, like polished, whatever it's got. It's working. It looks really good. And in game with the sun hitting it, these are fucking top. These are fire.
Yes, that is a good take. Anyways, Carson Wentz, 24th best quarterback. Do we agree? I think that's about where he is.
That's about right, I'd say.
Where do we put him on our tier list? We put him like B tier.
Oh, let me go find it. I'd saved probably something.
Because his whole thing is he can make the throws, except when it matters most. He's not the guy coming in fourth quarter, and he's not gonna be the one to throw a bomb to the tight end on a corner route. You know, he's gonna be the guy to he can manage a game, but he can't make those big time throws in those big time moments. But I think that's about right, seeing where most other people are on this list.
Cannot
right
find
it. There's a couple other people who are above him. A couple other quarterbacks who are above him, but around the low 20s is where I would keep him. And you
Yeah,
go to the running
that's
back.
fair.
Yeah. What do we have? What?
I cannot find
you-
the image.
That's sad.
I could just go to the video real quick, probably though.
You probably
If
could.
you want to keep talking, I'll go find it.
Yeah, I'll go into the running backs because they have two solid running backs, Antonio Gibson and is it McKissick? Yeah, JD McKissick. Um, Gibson can either pop off or not show up to the game. And when he doesn't show up to the game, he fumbles the ball a lot. That was his big issue. But he can also pop off for like a lot of fantasy points.
All right, I have it.
So I had him on my fantasy team last year. Where do we put Carson Wentz?
The bottom of B, the very bottom.
Yeah,
of B.
that's about right.
Yeah,
that's about where I would say. But yeah, Gibson and McKissick. You got anything on them? The running backs of the Commanders.
I like Gibson. I think he's very good.
I think he fumbles too much. That's my only issue with him. He had 6 fumbles last season. For a running back, is not very good. Lost 4 of them. But he like popped off on some games. Like he had 146 yards against the Giants, 111 against Seattle, 95 against Carolina, like 90 against the Chargers. Like those are some good numbers for a running back. But then you'll see 31 against Buffalo, 44 against the Chiefs, 34 against the Broncos of all teams, 36 against Dallas, 26 against Philly, 29 against Dallas in consecutive weeks. So he's either really high or really low, which can off-put some people. McKissick, I don't know his numbers from last season, but he didn't play too
212
much.
yards rushing.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say I don't watch the Commanders very often, but so I don't really know much about McKissick.
I have to.
But...
He's been on Seattle and Detroit. I did not know that. But yeah, I don't think he gets the ball enough, in my opinion. He's only had 1 fumble in his entire career. Whereas Gibson had 6 last year. Off of over 200 rushing attempts.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So,
6 is a lot.
Yeah. And he's got 1. JD has 1 fumble and 221 attempts. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, which is pretty good.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, he averaged that last year, 2 touchdowns. But yeah, I think they're both good. They're both serviceable, and that's why I think they're ranked 15th. But there are a lot of better duos, in my opinion. I put a lot of duos on this because you normally have your first and second down back, pick up those couple yards, pound the rock, establish a run game, and then you got your third down guy who can, pop off because he's kind of under the radar almost, or he'll power through for those extra 2 yards on 3rd and 2 that you need. But Gibson and McKissick, I think, are a good duo, ranked 15th. If we go to receiving targets, Washington's underrated, in my opinion. Underrated and overrated at the same exact time.
How do you mean?
I think this is going to be a hot take. I think Terry McLaurin is very much overrated from what his contract's paying him. He's a good receiver. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, we talked about this when it came out. He did get a little overpaid. I love him. He's not the best out of his class, obviously, but he's still up there because we're talking about him.
Yeah, he is certainly a number 1 receiver in the league.
Oh,
no question about that. He's definitely a top 15, probably a top 10. I do think he got overpaid. But where Washington gets overshadowed is the depth of receivers. Curtis Samuel, very good second option. Jahan Dotson out of Penn State is going to be very good this year. I can already tell.
Oh yeah.
Logan Thomas, nice young tight end, gonna come out here and fucking destroy some people. Or not young. He's not a young tight end. He's an old tight end. Um, Cam Sims, underrated receiver. Diami Brown, another guy who uh he's a third rounder 2021. Kind of went like, you know, fringe player. I think he can come out with a big year. He's a fast guy. But yeah, I think I think their depth is sort of overshadowed by the fact that Terry McLaurin is on their team and is the sixth highest paid wide receiver in the league.
I think how shit Washington has been recently, mixed with how well Terry has been playing, it makes sense why he get paid so much because he had all of the leverage.
Yeah, sort of like the situation Roquan Smith is in right
So
now.
yeah, he had 1,000 yard season, 5 touchdowns. That's not really a lot, but
Hmm.
the yards speak for it. Touchdowns, don't really matter.
And let's go through some of the quarterbacks that have been throwing to him. Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, uh, Alex Smith in the latter half of his career. Who was before him?
For Alex Smith,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm looking it up. Um, let's see. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, that's who it was. May he
uh,
rest in peace.
oh, that's right.
Colt McCoy started a game. Like,
Mark Sanchez,
that was the year before he was drafted. But yes, Mark Sanchez did start a game for the Washington at the time Redskins.
and then Kirk Cousins.
I forgot McNabb. McNabb was on Washington for a year. Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
Kirk Cousins backed up RG3 and then took over the starting job, then fucked off to Minnesota for a ton of money. My kind of guy right there. I'm becoming a big Kirk Cousins fan.
I also like Kirk Cousins.
Like, I'm starting to like
He's like your fun
talk.
uncle.
He is. I'm starting to talk with like some of my friends. Like they're like, "Oh, bro, I would put like rank this quarterback like here and do this," and like they're like rating Minnesota low, and I'm like, I'm high on Minnesota this year. They got an offensive minded guy with a shit ton of weapons and Kirk fucking Cousins.
We're gonna talk about it later, but I think Minnesota has a chance for the division.
I agree. Um. Anyways,
Yeah.
I this is a point I don't agree with, right here. My boy Sharp, he's got Washington's offensive line ranked 12th. I don't see it. They got Charles Leno. They got Sam Cosmi.
Didn't they
Good
just lose
tackles.
some guys?
They lost Brandon Scherf,
Yeah, it's a
like
Jacksonville, yeah.
one of the best guards, one of the probably one of their best players. He went to Jacksonville, and like this team's good. It's not great. Like I would probably put it top 20. I probably wouldn't put it top 12. And so that's where I'm kind of like, oh, okay, take some points off. But where I do think this team is correct, or he's correct, is with their front seven.
Yeah, I also
Ranked
agree.
ranked ranked 10th, which on paper it looks like okay, this team is stacked. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you gotta look and see what they lost, what everyone else has, or will they regress? Chase Young's coming back from injury this year, right?
Yes, he should be
Will he
ready.
be back by week 1? He
Let's.
won't play in week 1. Chase,
When
oh,
is he
Chase
out
Young will
till?
not play in week 1
Hmm.
because he had an injury like middle of the season, right?
Yeah, and he's been out ever since.
Yeah. So I mean, super talented guy. but injury, which is a shame. But even without him, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat are your guys on the D line, which is a very good D line. And then you got your linebackers, David Mayo, Cole Holcomb, who had a fantastic season last year. Jamin Davis, a nice young guy. Is he out of Tulsa? No, he's out of Kentucky. Who's the Tulsa guy? Was it Zaven? Zaven Collins. I think Zaven and Jamin, and I think the same people. Was it Collins? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of where he went. Did he go to... Yeah, Zaven Collins. He did go to Arizona. That's what I thought. I'm not crazy.
Yo,
But yeah,
I have
these...
just learned that the Commanders have a right tackle named Cornelius Lucas.
Okay.
It's a good name. Sorry.
Cornelius Lucas.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Cornelius, shout out to you.
It's his 8th season in the NFL. He's from Kansas State. He's 31.
Got a K-State guy in the NFL?
Yeah.
Who's the like most important Kansas State guy in the NFL? Because I feel like no one went there for football. They're a basketball school.
Tyler Lockett.
Okay. You got me there.
That's
Yo,
it.
The
I mean, there are
Commanders,
more, but that's the most. That's
the
the base.
Commanders' long snapper's name is Cameron Cheeseman.
Yo,
Shout out to Cameron Cheeseman.
that's huge.
No, long snappers, very skilled players, actually. My friend was a long snapper. He's a very tough position. 'Cause you gotta snap the ball far, and then you gotta block. Then you gotta run down the field and tackle if you're doing punts. That shit's tough.
Anyways,
10th ranked front seven, 17th ranked in secondaries with a lineup of Kendall Fuller, Cameron Curl, Bobby McCain, and Will Jackson the third. Kendall Fuller's good.
yeah, it's the only one I know. I don't know many
I know Will
Commanders players.
Jackson. Will Jackson's all right.
Um,
Danny Johnson is the next cornerback up.
let's go, Danny.
Let's go, Danny. Undrafted out of Southern. It's not deep. It's like a good starters, but it's not like there's no depth there, and I think that could be a problem in the future for this team. Probably not in their division though. The only team you got to really prep for that throws the ball very well and very often is Dallas.
Yeah.
So, not bad. And then the guys you can never forget about, special teams, ranked 21st. They got Joey Sly and Tress Way. I feel like it should be better. What was Tress Way's average? Tress Way's average punt last year was 48. That's good. That's good if you didn't know.
I did.
It's good.
It's hard to rule special teamers because I mean you have a job for a reason, and a lot of them do the same thing. Like most kickers and punters are the same. It's not good to say that, but I mean they do virtually the same thing, and it's hard to stick out unless you're Justin Tucker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not like they're all good for a reason. They're all on the team for a reason. They can make the kicks and punts that they have to. But it's also hard to say like who's better because, a lot of them can make the same kicks.
Yeah. No. I get what you're saying. Almost every kicker who makes it to the NFL level can be automatic from inside 30.
Yeah.
I think that's like just a
Yeah,
given.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but when you get your guys who consistently hit your 50 plus yarders, those are the guys who are big. Those are the guys who
You know their
you
name.
want to keep, right? And punters don't get enough love either because they're just like, oh, they just put the ball downfield. You have to
Except
actually
Jake
be fucking
Bailey, who just
accurate.
got paid. Sorry,
Jake
Patriots.
Bailey did just get paid. How much money did he make? How much is his contract?
I think it was like 20, 12 or 20, something like that.
That's a lot.
It was a 4-year. Jake Bailey was a 4-year, 13 and a half.
A lot for a punter.
That's pretty good for a punter. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. It's no AJ Cole, but it's pretty good. Yeah, so Joey Sly, also a good kicker. What's his 92 percentage last year, which is pretty good. He missed two, both between 40 and 49. He was 4 for 4 from 50 plus. Missed 4 extra points though, which that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Gotta hit those. Gotta hit those ones. And then of course another important member of the team, head coach Ron Rivera, ranked 21st.
21th?
I think I go with that now.
All right.
I think I start saying 21st and 22nd. 23rd.
All right, 23rd is pushing it.
You like 22th though?
Yeah. I fuck with
right.
22th.
Okay. They have the sixth easiest strength of schedule, which helps them. How much does that help them?
Well,
What'd you say?
we'll get into their schedule later,
Oh,
but
yeah, okay. So after doing some calculations, I also have their coordinators. Scott Turner, 2nd year under Rivera. Defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio as well. After some calculations, they were the 17th best offense and the 12th best defense and special teams, which puts them at 14th overall.
that's good.
I think is very good. But when we go into my power rankings, I put them at 23rd.
Which is,
I think on paper they're very good.
but judging them by what they did last year,
By what they did last year, like they don't have a very high ceiling. Is the thing. Like the floor could be anywhere.
yeah.
The floor could be 3 wins, and I don't think anyone would be surprised. But the floor could also be 7 or 8 wins, and I still don't think very many people would be surprised. But the ceiling, no one knows. I don't think it's higher than 10.
Whatever Washington does this year, I'll be like, all right, good job. You did it.
No, it's like,
They have honestly no pressure to do amazing, and if they do shit, there's no pressure.
I think no matter what they do, there will always be off-field issues.
And on-field issues.
That will overshadow what the team does.
Yeah. And by on-field issues, I mean the actual field, because people get fucking injured.
I'm not even gonna get in
on that field.
I could. So I ordered a book last year, almost a year ago to the date. I ordered a book on Amazon, right?
A book.
It hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
The book hasn't come out yet. It's written by Robert Griffin III, and it's about his time in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see. Hold on. I want to see when it's gonna be delivered. Not yet shipped. Surviving Washington is what it's called.
Oh.
By Robert Griffin III. When does it come out? Surviving Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Release date. August, this month.
Woo!
No actual date. There's gonna be a fucking package with a book in it on my doorstep one day, and I'm gonna be hype, and no one's gonna be able to stop me. I'm actually really excited to read it because it seemed very, very good from what I saw. But yeah, that'll just that alone. There's a book about off-field issues for this team. That should be enough. So let's go through the schedule, shall we?
All right. Do you want to give your prediction as you're saying it, or should we go through it and then each go?
Oh, I'll keep a tally and we'll go through. We'll go through it with one by one.
All right.
Jacksonville. What are we thinking? You thinking win or a loss?
Oh, I should keep a tally for my own.
Oh, I'll keep one for you.
Jacksonville, honestly, I think that Washington is a better team than Jacksonville. They're in or no, they're not. They're at home.
They're at home against Jacksonville.
I think they win that one.
You think that's a dub?
Yeah.
I think it's tough because Jacksonville has gotten significantly better, especially with coaching. I think it's a win for them though. I think they are a better team. I think Chase Young not being there is going to hurt them a lot. But Trevor Lawrence is going to have to show up and prove he is that guy. Them to win that. Next, Detroit. Detroit's a team I think got a lot better.
I am going to give this. They're in Detroit, and I'm going to give it to Detroit.
Giving it to Detroit. I'm going to give it to Washington just because I think Detroit's going to need a couple of weeks to figure it out.
Wait, did you who won
or
the
not to
Jacksonville
Detroit,
game?
Washington.
I
I had Jacksonville or
Okay.
Washington winning. I have Washington going 2-0 to start the season.
Okay, I have them going 1-1.
Yeah.
Next, they go into or not.
No,
I'm
home.
bad at reading because
They're home against Philly. That's a loss.
Yeah, I also agree.
We'll get into Philly in a minute.
They
You
will.
agree?
I agree that they lose to Philadelphia, and then they go that next week into Dallas and lose that game. Making mine 1-3 so far.
Yeah, I'm 2-2. Then they play at home against the Titans.
Now this
is an interesting one
because I have no idea if the Titans are gonna do what they did last year or just be shit. They could be either, and I have zero clue.
Yeah, this could either be a case of Tennessee plays like they should and like how they do on paper with Derrick Henry just running the ball down their throats, and then boom, Tannehill throws a 30-yard bomb. Or it could just be they completely stuff the run with their front seven, and then they shut down Tannehill completely, and then they can't do anything. It's very much going to be a Tennessee offense versus Washington defense game.
I think
and the other way around is going to be just bleh.
From what I've seen from practice and training camp and whatnot, I'm going to give this to Tennessee.
Yeah, I think Tennessee it will outcoach them, if anything. Next game, they go into the Bears.
Don't even have to talk. That's enough talking about the Bears.
Right. That's a win. They play home against the Packers. That's a loss. Yep. They go into Indianapolis. That's a loss.
I think Indy is the better team there. Yeah, and then they host the Vikings, and that's another loss.
That's another loss, yeah.
For me, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You're
6,
2
7,
and 6.
8 game win lose.
Or 2 and 7.
I'm at 2 and 7 right now.
Yeah, I'm at 3 and 6.
Hi, Gunter.
Next week they go into Philly for a Sunday night football game.
Oh,
is it a Monday night game?
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday night game. Yeah, ESPN. I think by this time, they're gonna figure themselves out. They're gonna beat Philly.
I was also gonna say I want to give one Philly game because I feel like they're gonna just figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. I'll give them the one in Philly because I think they're gonna have everything figured out by now. They're gonna have a better view on like what they can do with their strengths and stuff, and what they can focus on beating Philly at, stuff like that. So I'll give them a dub against the Eagles.
And then they go next week into Houston against the Texans, and I think that's a win.
You think it's a win?
Against the Texans, yes, I do.
Yeah, I think it's a win unless Davis Dougie Mills pops out and throws 500 yards.
Which could happen.
Could happen. Next week they're home against the Falcons. That's another win.
Yep.
And then they're in New York against the Giants.
Well, they're in New Jersey. Against the Giants.
Shut up. Shut up. And we're gonna start saying all their home games. We're gonna say all their home games are in Landover then, huh? Maryland. You're gonna go that far?
Shouldn't it be Virginia?
I'm gonna call them the Maryland. No, they're Landover, Maryland.
God, Gunter, you can't. Oh!
What's Gunther doing?
There's a bug and he's pissed. Gunter's an inside cat, so the only thing he can hunt is bugs. So he destroys everything in his path to get to a fucking fly, or whatever it is.
I just show up with dead birds on my porch and then give my cat a treat. It's much easier.
Anyways, so they go into MetLife.
They go into MetLife. I think they lose in MetLife, and then they win at home against the Giants.
I was gonna say the same thing.
All right, so I'll chalk them up for that.
Because I feel like at that point the Giants have something, and if anything, Tyrod Taylor can play over Daniel Jones. If he's sucking.
Let's not get that far. Let's not get that far.
Okay. Well, we will have to eventually.
Don't bring me to that. Don't bring me there.
Next week they are in between the New York games is a bye.
Yeah, they have a very late bye. I think it's the last week. The last bye week.
After hosting the New York Giants, they go into San Francisco against the 49ers and get fucking curb stomped because it's the Niners.
I agree.
And then next week they host the Cleveland Browns, and Roger Goodell wants to give Deshaun a 1 year, and I think it's gonna happen probably.
I agree.
So
I think we should.
The quarterback will be Josh Rosen, maybe. Hopefully, I want to see that.
I forgot he got signed. Oh my god! I've been like, all right, Jacoby Brissett
or Jacoby. Yeah.
They're not gonna trade for Jimmy G.
No.
That's already, those rumors have kind of been like squashed already. I forgot they had Josh Rosen for when Jacoby Brissett goes down and Deshaun serving his suspension. Who else but former UCLA? Is he from? Yeah, he's UCLA. Former Bruin. Former
Cardinal,
like five
Falcon,
other teams. Cardinal, Falcon.
Someone else, I think.
He's been on a lot of teams.
I'm gonna go figure that out right now.
He's been on a lot of teams.
Dolphins.
Poor guy. This dude never got a shot.
Cardinals, Dolphins, Bucks, Niners, Falcons, Browns.
Cardinals really got 3 wins with Rosen and said, yeah, it's definitely his fault. Totally not other glaring holes in the teams. Let's get Kyler Murray first overall.
Let's get rid of him the year after we drafted him.
Arizona, what a gem of a place to play football.
Anyways, I'm going to give this win against the Browns to the Commanders.
Giving him a win.
Unless Josh Rosen plays.
I still think that the Browns beat the Commanders. I'm going to chalk it up as a loss. And then they lose to Dallas. They lose to Dallas again.
And then, yes, that happens. So that gives me...
I got him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got him going 7-10.
I also got him going 7-10.
Well, shit. We got him winning different games.
Yeah.
But hey, what are you going to do? The
Um,
Commander's gonna command.
dot. Like that.
They're such a weird team to gauge.
Yeah, but
So glad we started out with that. All right, anyways, move on to our next team. Team we talked about. Not at all. A little bit. Kind of.
the
The last game against the Commanders.
the boys.
The Dallas Cowgirls.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
So I'm looking at their depth chart and I'm like, some of these names, man.
Do you not know them?
I don't know some of them, yeah. I mean,
Let me see. Let me take a.
look at their front four. I
Uh,
know DeMarcus Lawrence, and then there's
I know Demarcus Lawrence, Osa Odigihuzua. That wasn't butchered.
read their kicker's name.
No. Harulahu.
Harulahu, yeah. That seems right. Lirim, Harulahu, Brett Maher is their second string kicker.
Go click on their kicker and tell me if that's what you thought he would look like.
Absolutely not. What? He went to Western Ontario College. He's a rookie. Wait, it's his first experience, first season, birth date 1990. He's 32. This is my new favorite player.
He is a rookie at 32 years old.
He's a 32-year-old rookie out of Western Ontario.
I wonder if he played in like USFL or something.
This dude is 5'11", 205. He's my favorite. He's my favorite player.
Yeah, he's played in the Canadian leagues. Wait, he was on the Rams. He was on the Rams in 2020, and I'm guessing
in 2021 he played a game for Dallas in which he went 5 for 5 in extra points. And then he was in Carolina where he played 3 games, was 4 for 5 field
Hold on,
goals.
let me say this. Him and his family were forced out of their village due to the Kosovo War.
Oh. So he's from Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
And Serbia and shit. Alright. Kosovo, Serbia. Oh, wow. This is TJ's favorite player for sure.
Yeah, apparently he was on the Rams and played for like a little bit, and yeah, he didn't he was waived before the season started to another rookie. Then he was on the Panthers in 2020.
Yeah.
And he was released due to a work visa problem, and then signed with the boys last year.
He signed with the boys last year and then went to the Panthers again last year.
And then went to the football team and then the Panthers, and then now he's on the Cowboys.
This is his third stint with the boys?
Is that
second. What you're telling?
It's the second stint with the boys. Before, yeah.
And I like how he's wearing Romo's old number too. He's wearing number 9. Which I think is so funny.
Yeah, so he started out his professional career. This is funny. We're going off on a tangent, but this is funny. In 2014 with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Oh, and then CFL legend.
And then signed with the Toronto Argonauts in 2016 as a free agent.
Bro, the Argonauts that's my CFL team.
And then went to the Hamilton Tiger Cats in 19. Anyways, now that I'm gonna buy a Dallas Cowboys jersey.
The only one I own.
The only one I will buy because I do not like America's team.
Yeah, let's just start on special teams then. So we got this guy, Harulahu, and Brian Anger, their punter. Anger had a solid season last year.
They're ranked 5th? Holy shit!
They are ranked 5th because it was originally Maher. And Maher was doing pretty good last season. No,
I'd say it stays.
I say it stays. Oh, yeah. I replaced it mid-episode, but it stays. Brian Anger was a good punter. What's his average? Another 48.4 average. Averaged 54 in the postseason. That's a long punt, my guy. But, yeah, he's a pretty good punter. A lot inside the 20. which is good. So they're fifth ranked special teams. Let's go. Let's go to the other side. Let's go to quarterback Dak Prescott. What are your opinions on Dak?
I
I feel like I gotta gauge this from everyone because I'm a Giants fan and I'm a little biased.
See,
What are your
here's the
opinions?
thing. I like Dak, but I always forget he's been in the league for a while.
2017, fourth round out of Mississippi State. He was in the same draft class as
2016.
Mahomes. Was he 2016?
Yeah.
Oh, he was Goff and Wentz. That's who it was. I always mess that up. Right, because he went same year as Zeke.
So
Man, I'm just messing everything up with years.
he's going into his 7th season. And never mind. See, the thing is, like, I don't think all of the Cowboys things is Dak's fault because Dak is a top quarterback and they have a great guy there. I really like Dak. He can. I don't like his attitude, especially in the postseason. I didn't like his attitude. But he seems like the Cowboys like the players like him. He's a likable guy. He can get the job done. It's hard. Like, he's not elite, but it's weird.
He's in the.
I think he's an A tier quarterback though.
Yes. So there's a category of elite, and that's where you have your Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, probably Herbert up there.
I don't know if Herbert's there yet.
Well,
I think he's like peeking in.
Spoiler alert. Mr. Sharp thinks Herbert's elite.
I think he's going to be. I don't. He's only played for 2 seasons. I'd have to give him a little bit more than that.
Yeah. But I think Dak, the biggest issue is that he pads his stats. Right? You look at some of these numbers. You have 330 yards against Washington. This is from last season.
Mm-hmm.
You have 450 against New England in an overtime game where he threw 50 passes on a secondary where I think that week you lost Stephon Gilmore. Let's see. 300 against the Giants, 375 against the Raiders in an overtime game in which the Raiders secondary was obliterated after the Hobbs issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he puts up big numbers, and big numbers are good, but it's always against, like, teams in bad spots. They're just bad teams. Then you look at some of his, like, weaker games, like 211 against, like, the Saints, a good Saints defense. 216 against the Chiefs. 230 against the Broncos. It's like, they're good numbers. They're not great numbers, like where an elite quarterback would be putting up.
But it's
over
also
300.
CD goes deep, and that's why a lot of his like wins are with high yards because he throws it deep to CD.
Yeah, and that's like their entire. That's
the whole.
Of their offense.
That's the whole Cowboys bit is they just chuck it down for CD Lamb.
The Cowboys bit is, let's throw it as far as we can on first down. Oh, it either works or it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, they're just like, okay, second down, run it with Zeke. And Zeke will get 4 or 5. And then like, all right, let's throw it again. Deep to CD. It's like, it works sometimes, but I don't know. There's just a weird team because they do weird things because Mike McCarthy's their head coach.
They do weird things, and the Cowboys could be better. Even like with their roster that they have now, they could be better, but they're not.
I genuinely think if this team had a better coach, I would put them as Super Bowl contenders, but they don't. So I don't think,
especially last season.
This season, last season, a lot of people were saying Dallas was Super Bowl contenders, whatever, and I was like, I'm not buying it. And then they lost to the Niners in the first round. I'm like, yep, all right. I'm not buying it this year either. I think they're a good team. They're not Super Bowl contenders. I think their head coach and play calling is holding them back so much. where they have good players, but they don't have the right guy as the captain of the ship.
I agree. That's not, I was gonna say the same thing. So yeah, that's exactly what I think. Yeah. They could be so much better, and they're not. And it's also like, what also pisses me off is they need to give Tony Pollard more runs.
I agree.
Because Zeke, the reason Zeke has so many yards, like I think last season he had 1,000-yard rushing season. Yeah, he did. He had 1,002 yards. And the reason they did is because they just keep handing it to him. And then you see Tony, like they hand it to Tony Pollard for the first time in like 3 games, and he gets like a 15-yard run. And it's like, what the fuck?
First off, I hate that you're saying Pollard. It's just Pollard, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Pollard.
Oh.
But anyways, I agree. Because they'll give it to Zeke, and Zeke will pound it. Because Zeke's more of a big back, in my opinion. He's more of a power than a finesse kind of guy. But, he has those moves where he can obviously, like, juke the fuck out of someone if he wanted to. But I see him more as all right, I'm going to run fucking through you. And he's good at that. And that can get you a few yards. But Tony Pollard is that small finesse guy. He's the guy you think of when you think of stereotypical running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast. He's quick on his feet. Can juke a bunch of people, got a lot of moves, and they just don't give it to him. I don't know why. Like, he's their punt return guy, and he's elite when you hand him the ball. Maybe not elite, but he's good when you hand him the ball, and you just don't give it to him because you got Zeke and you're paying him big bucks.
Yeah, Zeke is a little...
I've been saying this for the past year. They got to ship out Pollard if they're going to keep Zeke.
They can get a lot, and Pollard can be a number 1 back on probably any team, really.
You can probably get a second or a third, at least.
I think you could argue a second. I think you could very easily argue a second.
Easily. On a lot of teams. Send him to San Francisco. He'd be great next to Elijah Mitchell. Send him to... Let's see. Send him to Pittsburgh. Him and Najee would tear it up. New England.
We don't need another back. Holy shit, don't.
But you need another back when he's better than all of yours. Yes. I'm correct.
I don't know. Damian Harris and Mondre are kind of a dominant duo.
How many yards did Damian Harris have last season?
929.
No, that's not actually bad. All right.
I remember saying this last year. Mondre had 600. I said this last preseason that Mondre is going to be a beast, and then he was.
You had a really good draft class last year.
We did.
With Mack, Mondre, Barmore. And then you traded
and then we traded back
Cole Strange
and got, which Cole Strange is really good, but we could have got him in the 2nd or 3rd round if we really wanted him that bad.
The Rams are scouting him in the 4th.
Yeah, I know.
That's funny. Anyways, let's get to some past. Oh, I didn't say the running back ranking. They're 6th, and that just shows you the power of good running backs. With Zeke and Pollard, both good, get you a 6th ranking, and that'll bring you up on the overall with my calculations.
Mm-hmm.
Weapons: CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, the addition of James Washington, the departure of Amari Cooper, the emergence of elite tight end Dalton Schultz, as my friend who's a Cowboys fan would say. He's kind of nice, but
I like him as a tight end. He's pretty
elite's
good.
a word.
CeeDee
Jalen
Lamb.
Tolbert.
Okay,
What?
CeeDee Lamb is pretty good. I really like him. I don't know that he's like. This is my worry, and I know it's not like much of a worry probably. But CeeDee Lamb is skinny. He's a thin guy. He's 200 pounds, but he's 6'2".
I don't like that he's wearing Michael Irvin's number.
Yeah, 88. It looked weird, but now I'm very
That
used
is,
to it.
it's an elite Cowboys number. Did Dez wear it?
Yes,
Dez wore 88.
I'm gonna say Dez wore 88.
Dez wore 88. Michael Irvin wore 88.
That's likely why he's wearing 88, but
I don't like it. I think Jerry should have retired it after Irvin, after what he did for that team. Man's a Hall of Famer. Retire his number.
1,100 yards last season. I really like CD. He's very fast. That's because he is pretty thin. I say thin. He obviously has a good amount of muscle on him, and he's strong.
He's built. He's like kind of jacked, but like he's kind of lanky.
Yeah, what I see with a lot of like lanky guys is they get hurt.
Yeah, because they don't have enough bulk on them to take big shots.
Yeah, they get one big hit and they're out, which
I guess
worries
you don't
me.
you don't need that with how CeeDee Lamb plays.
Yeah, he's not a slot guy. He's
like the biggest hit he's gonna get is in the open field from a safety. Like that's the biggest hit, and he's got enough moves to where that's a 50-50 shot that hit even happens.
Mm-hmm.
Or that it's 50-50 shot that he gets tackled. Probably a 10% chance safety makes a big hit on him. So I'm not too worried about that just because of how he plays.
Yeah. And we'll get into it later, but Devonta Smith, he's tiny. He's 6 foot, 170 pounds. I'm 5'10", 170 pounds. So
nice.
Compared to me, the kid is should have a little bit more weight on him, in my opinion. But
yeah, Michael Gallup.
Let's keep going through.
Michael Gallup has gone into the wide receiver 2 role. He had a 1,000-yard season with Dallas in 2019, and he was good, and then put up 450 last year. I think he got hurt, but he just hasn't lived up to that 1 year. I don't know how good he's going to be necessarily.
And they're gonna need a wide receiver too, so
he's also out right now. He's currently injured, as well as James Washington, who they just picked up from Pittsburgh, who did not get the ball enough. James Washington was a very good receiver, and then Pittsburgh decided, what if we didn't get him the ball and we pissed him off a lot? And that's exactly what they did. So he's taking up a role as a 4th string right now. Or not a 4th string, but the 4th receiver. Jalen Tolbert, 3rd round pick out of South Alabama. There's a lot to like with this guy. He's fast. He can get open really good. He gets off the line really early. I think he's gonna be a good slot guy. Maybe put him out wide and have him run a vert alongside CD.
One
of them will get the ball. And yeah, Dalton Schultz. He's a guy.
He's a pretty good tight end.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
So I think they had decent weapons. Ranked 13th.
That's
respectable.
I'd have to go through all of it myself. My gut tells me that 13 is a little high.
I think it's about right.
But I'd have to go through every set myself.
I think this is right, but they overrate CD and Schultz a little bit. But they have decent depth at these positions. It's not all terrible. So we'll go with it. Offensive line ranked 14th.
The boys' O-line has always been pretty good.
Yeah. The boys' O-line is infamous for being good because it was so bad that they spent 5 years building it to be the best thing ever. But now it is sort of on the decline. They lost La'el Collins. He's on the Bengals now. Tyron Smith's getting a little old. As their left tackle, he's 31. Zach Martin, also 31. He's a little old. Uh, they drafted, so they had Tyron Smith, and they drafted Tyler Smith
Ooh.
this year out of Tulsa in the
Mhm.
first round. So yeah, two T.Y. Smiths. Terrence Steele on the right side, being promoted to take Lyle Collins' spot. He's in his third season. He's a nice young guy, but pretty solid team. Their interior, beside Zach Martin's young, they got Connor McGovern. Young guys who can develop and be good, but they're ranked 14th. They're all right. I think it's a little low, but we'll see. You're not an O-line guy
I'm not an
like
O-line
me.
guy. I don't know linemen that well.
I know him because of Madden, mostly. I'll
Hmm.
play franchise mode and be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, this guy. This guy's the shit. He's got like an 86 overall. Yeah, we'll take him. Speaking of, we should do the Madden stream soon.
Yeah, we'll get in. Yeah.
We'll set a date probably soon.
um.
Uh,
Good.
what are we gonna say? No, you go.
I was just gonna say. All right, now going in their front seven.
Oh yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna go into that too.
Micah Parsons, dog.
The actual dog.
You know he played a really good outside linebacker and like way better than I thought he was gonna play. I was like, well, they drafted this guy. He's a linebacker. He's wearing 11, which is weird.
Unanimous defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
He
defensive rookie of the year.
rookie of the year, not player. He got votes for player of the year though.
He did, which was deserved.
Oh yeah, a vote or two's deserved, but TJ Watt deserved the award.
Yes, correct.
Um, yeah, I think Parsons is so unique because he can play that outside linebacker spot. He can pass rush or he could drop back into coverage. And then he can also play that defensive end spot where he just dogs into some guy. And then he's taken snaps from the nickel and the dime as well. Like, okay, this guy's do it all guy on the front seven. So pretty pretty good player, I would say. They retained DeMarcus Lawrence, who is good. He was good last season. He's a bright spot for Dallas, although he's getting a little old to be sacking guys. Um, Leighton Vander Esch, solid middle linebacker when he's healthy. Anthony Barr did not know that the Cowboys got him from the Vikings. Um, but he was placed on PUP list, so he's got some injury of some sort. But another just solid linebacker can rush the passer, rush the passer, or drop back and play a little zone. So this front seven is ranked 13th.
That's
I
I
also think
think
it's a little low. I think it's a little low.
I think it's fair for what it is.
Okay.
Oh, I can talk a lot about this. Going into
Go.
their secondary. Holy shit, does Diggs suck dick. He's bad. He's a ball hawk and like that's good in sometimes, but the entire like every fucking game and I saw a thing as like about this specifically that he was working on it. All he does is once to snap, he just stares at the quarterback the entire time, and then he gets burnt every fucking time. And like, yeah, that's why he gets so many interceptions because he's just like having a staring contest with the quarterback. But fucking, he gets burnt so much just because like he's not on the receiver, and
Yeah.
and like it's fun to watch him make these plays from here and there, but like if you're gonna do that, be a fucking safety and be a ball hawk.
That is the exact conversation I've had with my friend who's a Cowboys fan. Because I said a while ago, I'm like, I think Diggs gets burned for so many yards. Put him at safety. Because he can do that. He can be like he can make plays like Tyron Matthew with picks and stuff like that.
Yeah, he
like
could
where
be a
he can
Tyrann Matthew. That's exactly
have him
right.
sit back in his coverage. You see, he's looking at the eyes, the quarterback. Ball about to get released, he can go make a play on that. That's like easy money for him. However, when he's in that one-on-one situation, and a lot of people have probably seen the training camp video of him
Where he gets
getting
burned by
burned by
TD.
some fourth, no, not CD.
Oh.
He gets burned by some
Oh,
fourth
right,
string
right, right, right.
guy.
I know who you're talking about. Yep, yep.
He like legitimately just like off the line burned several times. Like they're different takes too. And so I think they should at least experiment with putting him at a free safety position or just deciding fuck it and play more zone,
I
which I think
saw
this team would excel at zone coverage.
I saw
But
a video of him working like not in practice, like on his own with some whatever coach he's paying.
yeah,
Of like watching the receiver's hips and seeing and watching off of their break and not the quarterback, because that's all he does is just stare at the quarterback. Which you just need to look at the receiver, and then look at the ball coming in and make a play on the ball. Don't make a play on the
yeah,
quarterback. That's not your job.
yeah. I agree. I think he should go to safety spot because he can read the quarterback better than he can read receiver in one-on-one. Um, Other dogs on the secondary: Anthony Brown, Javon Curse, Malik Hooker coming in from the Colts, I believe. It's a pretty good secondary. I'll give him that. Uh, Ranked 16th by Sharp. I think that was it's a little low on my end as well, but we'll give it to him. We already talked about
We are
special
just talking about
teams.
special teams.
Uh, Coach Mike McCarthy, I think he's bad. Ranked 20th,
I think that's fair, judging
which,
on they made the
yeah,
playoffs last year, but that's
that was
it.
more off of plays than of
Yeah.
calling he did call a QB draw with 14 seconds left and no timeouts.
Yeah. I said he made it to the playoffs and he played well.
Yeah. I think he's the only thing holding this team back, and he is the worst aspect of it by rankings. So yeah. 10th hardest strength of schedule, or 10th easiest strength of schedule, excuse me. 7th ranked offense, 17th ranked defense. 10th overall. My power rankings puts them at 11.
I think 11 is probably where they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
have them at 11. I think it's just because I know a lot of Cowboy fans are going to be disappointed when they have a decent season. They have a good shot at winning their division, and then they just lose in the first round of the playoffs. Because it's inevitable at this point, right?
yes.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Depending on who they
Um,
face, I think they can win a playoff game. A game.
they don't make it to Super
But
Bowl.
that's it. No, that's
They
a
they mo
singular
they
playoff game win.
yeah they. I don't think they make it to the NFC Championship unless they're playing their best football
Which,
in January, which is
no.
hard to do. They can make it to the playoffs. Let's go through their schedule.
What you all been waiting for.
Week 1, home against Tampa. Sunday Night Football. Tampa wins.
Yeah, no, they lose that easily.
uh, Stay home against the Bengals in week 2. That's another loss, in my opinion.
I have to agree with you there.
Start out 0-2, opposite of the Commanders, and everyone at this point is gonna be like, "Wow, Dallas fallen off?" Question mark? Question mark? And then they play. They actually have a tough schedule. This is 10th easiest. Huh.
I could see why.
Going to New York,
They win
they win,
that.
get a dub. Back home against Washington.
I
What are you
think I
thinking?
think we gave that
We
to
said
them. Yep.
dub. Yeah, we said they got swept by the Commanders. Got swept by Dallas.
Uh,
At the Rams.
that
This
is
is gonna
a
be
loss.
It's a loss.
Well,
This could go either way.
because Stafford has a boo boo.
Stafford does have a boo-boo.
So
That's true.
I don't know if that affects him starting because he notoriously like doesn't give a shit about injuries and will play through anything.
Yeah.
If he
Well, he said it's like thrower's elbow where there's like
yeah,
stuff wrong with like his motion, but he looks fine.
but going off of right now, I'm gonna say that he is playing. That's a loss.
I think the Rams defense is just so good that it's a loss. And Dallas's defense just is gonna get Cooper Cupped. At the Eagles, I
I'm
believe
gonna
we said that was a win for Dallas. At least I did.
we haven't yet. At the Eagles, I'm gonna say that's a loss for Dallas.
I thought we said it was a win for Dallas. Oh, no, wait, we haven't talked about the Eagles. We talked about Commanders. I'm dumb. You think it's a loss for Dallas?
Yep, I think they're gonna go 1-1 with the Eagles.
I think they're gonna lose in Philly but win at home. So I'm gonna put this one as a loss because, or no, I put it as a win. I meant the other way around. I can't think right now.
I'm doing what
Win
you said.
Lions. I'm
What-
3-3.
Lions.
They're 3-3 for me. Lions is a dub.
3-3. I'm at 3-4.
2-4.
Did I count wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You counted wrong.
I'm at 4-3.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could change it because if they go
Yeah.
into Chicago and get a win, and then it's
Yeah.
their bye week 9. That's pretty early. They go into Green Bay and lose.
That's a loss.
Then
They
they
go into Minnesota and
lose. Thank you. And then they
Win against the Giants.
win against the Giants.
Loss against the Colts on Sunday Night Football. You heard it here first.
I also think Matty Ice has it. So yes. But then they go that next week and beat the Texans.
Yeah.
And then they go into Jacksonville and take another win there. And then this is their versus Philly again, so I'm gonna give them a win. Because I gave the other one a loss.
Yeah. I think they lose at the Titans in Monday Night Football.
Ooh,
Wow.
I think they beat the Titans.
You think they beat the
I
Titans?
think they beat the Titans.
I think they lose. I think the Titans are desperate and they're about to fight for a playoff spot. And I think they're like, we gotta fucking show up right here.
Uh-oh, I think I miscounted.
Wow, it's crazy how I said you miscounted and then you were like, oh, nope, I'm right. And I counted correctly because I have them. I have the Dallas Cowboys
16.
going 9-8 this season.
And then a win against I gotta recount because I fucked up.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, so we go 1.
Always listen to me. I'm always right.
Did we say they were going to go? They're sweeping the Commanders, yes,
Yeah, they swept the Commanders.
and the Giants. 1, 2.
Swept the Commanders and Giants, went 1-1 with Philly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 7.
You have them at 10-7. I have them at 9-8. I honestly think that they have a tough schedule. It's 10th easiest, but I think it's tougher than that shows. Because I think a lot of people are underrating a couple teams. Cough, cough, Colts and Vikings.
Yes. I don't
And
understand
Titans
what
to
it's
an
all with the
extent.
fucking Colts slander. I got Matty Ice.
Dude,
What else do you want?
same. It's literally the same exact team, which almost made the playoffs if Carson Wentz were an idiot. And they got rid of the idiot Carson Wentz and brought in Matt Ryan, who's put up like still good numbers last year.
He has put up good numbers in every year,
Yes.
even when it's been like good or shit. You cannot, if you look at Matt Ryan's history, you'd never be able to tell if he had a good or bad team because the numbers are just so fucking good. Last season, the Falcons were fucking abysmal. He was just shy of 4,000 yards.
With who receiving? Who's their
I don't
leading
know.
receiver was what? Russell Gage, Olamide Zacchaeus, Kyle Pitts. Those were his receivers. Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
Like those were his receivers.
2020 Matt Ryan, 4,581 yards on the 2020 Falcons. Who? Let's see how they did.
Not well.
In 2020, they went 4-12, and Matt Ryan almost threw for 5,000 yards. Matty Ice slander stops. Absolutely not.
Not having it.
I'm not having it.
Get it out of here.
He's almost had a 5,000 yard season.
I don't want
twice.
to see it. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, let's move on to a team that I also think has been getting a little bit of slander.
Way too much slander, especially for their quarterback situation, which I think is actually fine. The Philadelphia Eagles.
You're rolling with Hurts?
I think Hurts is so fucking underrated. It's insane. He's been putting in so much fucking work that people are slandering his good name.
I think currently he is properly rated, but it is sort of a year where if he excels, this team can go very far. I usually rank quarterbacks very highly. This one is the only one no, he's one of the only ones where I am like, okay, he's the one missing piece, and if he pops off, this team is going to be good. He's ranked 20th.
It's what
Sharp,
his,
which I think is proper. I think that's where he should be.
Is it his second season as the full-time starter?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, like he shared with Carson Wentz, and then he had
not really shared. Carson Wentz just decided he wanted to be a poo-poo stinky head and throw a tantrum.
But I'm gonna say he shared, and then he had it to himself last season, and now this season he has like 1.5. I'll give him 1.5 seasons under his belt. The guy is super smart, super athletic. I've seen him make the throws.
He is very smart. He's a very smart player.
I
haven't seen him make the 20+ yard throws. That's my biggest issue with him is I don't know if he can throw over 20 yards with enough accuracy.
You know, as a Patriots fan, I fucking hate the Eagles. I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy.
That's kind of surprising to hear from you.
I like Jalen Hurts.
You're usually not hype on his type of quarterback play.
Because we shit on Lamar that one year.
yeah. That one year we shit on Lamar, and then last year we're like, damn, he's kind of good though.
Well, it's because Jalen Hurts throws more than Lamar does. Well, not counting last season.
Oh, well. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Anyway,
I think I would
also take Lamar over.
No, I would take Lamar's arm over Hurts' arm.
I would take Lamar everything over Hurts, but
yeah, well, that's an obvious. But if we're talking strictly arm strength of dual threat quarterbacks, I would take Lamar still over Hurts.
I would also.
I haven't seen Hurts do anything.
I think he's gonna have a good year.
I think if he does, this team is a serious threat, and no one's talking about it, especially when they have Miles Sanders and Boston Scott in their backfield, and Kenneth Gainwell as well. Pro Rocket League player Boston Scott.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about that.
Might I add, Boston Scott did sign a Pro Rocket League contract in the offseason, which I think is phenomenal. Sharp ranks him 18th. I think it's fair. Not many standout like stud guys, but like three solid running backs. Their weapons ranked 5th.
Holy shit, their weapons.
Their weapons. Devonta Smith.
Oh.
Quez Watkins. Oh. AJ Brown. Dallas Goedert. Zach Pascal. Jalen Reagor.
Not a dog.
Not a dog.
Probably won't even make the team.
Those first 5 guys, dogs. AJ Brown is going to bring the pain to everyone else. Philly said, we got enough first round picks. Tennessee, have one. draft small AJ Brown. And they did draft small AJ Brown. Tennessee drafted small AJ Brown in replacement of AJ Brown.
They did. Yeah, I've heard reports that Jalen Reagor might not even make the team. So.
Well, seeing as how they have, well, no, he's their 5 guy.
They're not missing anything.
He's their 5 guy.
I bet he will make the team.
If someone goes down and someone is tired at the same time, put him in. If you need a 4 wide receiver set and someone's tired, put him in.
Yeah, I think he will make the team just based off he's probably better than some undrafted free agent out there.
He's good depth. Like, not like great, but like he's good depth, and he's a special teams guy.
Yeah.
He'll make it off special teams if anything. But yeah, these Dallas Goedert. Talk about a top tight end. I would probably put Dallas Goedert top 6 or 7.
I know they got rid of Zach Ertz, which sad for Zach Ertz because he liked Philly, but it's okay.
Yeah, but he's in Arizona now, so do with that information what you will. Now the big part of Philly that I like, their O-line.
Oh, yeah.
Ranked 3rd.
Yeah, they have a good O-line.
Jordan Mailata, paid. Landon Dickerson, I don't think he got paid, but he's still good. He's still on his rookie contract. He's a stud. Jason Kelsey, perennial all-pro Pro Bowler. Lane Johnson at right tackle. That dude's old. But, like, such a good O-line. They're ranked 3rd for a reason. Jalen Hurts is going to have all the time in the world to do his little shenanigans. You know?
Yeah. All right.
Big additions to their front 7. I think 1 big addition. Yeah, 1 big addition. Hassan Reddick, he was a dog in Carolina last season.
He was.
He was a very good player. He was probably the highlight of the Panthers defense, and then they just said, go to Philly in free agency. And so he did. They retain their front 4, who I think is also still elite. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat. Very good. They picked up Nakobe Dean in the draft after he fell to like the 3rd round for no reason.
Bill, I'm gonna fucking kill you for that.
Drafted Jordan Davis.
Huge fucking hole at linebacker, and he just like fastest receiver in the draft.
Can we talk about Jordan Davis for a second?
We can.
6'6", 340. Absolute unit.
Yeah.
Humble. This dude's gonna go places. He's going to be a fantastic nose tackle in this league. I can already tell. And I'm scared that I have to face him with my paperclip offensive line twice a year.
That guy is so large.
He is huge. Have you seen him walking out of the tunnel?
I have. He is so large.
Oh, it's scary. Yeah, they're ranked 4th best front 7, and the 12th best secondary with Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, Anthony Harris.
Oh yeah, they did pick up Bradbury. I miss
Bradbury already. I miss him.
The best.
We didn't even trade for him. We released him.
Yeah, you did.
We released him, and within hours, I'm pretty sure he was picked up by Philly. And my heart just sank. So I'm like, man, he was so good for us, and then he wasn't. But I still liked him. It's because, you always have those guys in your team who, like, they don't suck, but they don't do much harm to the team. So you kind of like them.
That's like me with Devin McCourty.
Yeah.
Or Matthew Slater.
Yeah. So you get it.
I do.
decent secondary, but overall pretty solid defense. Good offense, depending on what Jalen Hurts does. But their special teams, man, third in the league. Jake Elliott,
Woo.
Aaron Sipos.
Woo.
Elliott was 91% on field goals last season. 3 for 350 plus. 44 for 44 on extra points. Sipos average about 44 yards per punt. Not great. 17 of 55 inside the 20. This guy's not good. Not been showing numbers of an elite punter.
I'll be honest, I don't know who either of those two are. So I'm just be
You
quiet.
don't know? No, Jake Elliott's like been on with the Eagles forever.
I don't know Eagles players.
Yeah. Jalen Reagor is their punt and kick returner as well. So he'll make it on special teams.
I do know Jake Elliott, but Aaron Sipa, I've never heard of this guy.
Heard of him, but he's not that great. But good enough to rank him third in special teams. Head coach Nick Sirianni. It's his second year. He did pretty good play calling, I think.
He led an Eagles team who didn't really have much to do in the playoffs to the playoffs.
That's true.
Nobody thought the Eagles were going to get there. They did.
Yeah. Yeah, Eagles got the fourth best offense, according to this. Seventh best defense, but that puts them fourth overall. My power rankings puts them at 10th. I think they're good. I don't think they're that good.
I think 10th is fair.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule, they're 2. They have the second easiest schedule.
Well, let's take a look, shall we?
Wow. Took the words right out of my mouth. Week 1 in Detroit for the Lions.
Yeah.
That's a dub.
That is a dub.
That is a fat dub. Home against the Vikings that's Monday Night Football.
That's Monday Night Football.
That's a tough one to call. I'll call a Philly victory. I like the Vikings.
I was gonna say
I'll call Philly.
I'm gonna call Philly there.
Yep.
At Washington, I think we gave
dub.
I forgot what we did.
They went 1-1, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so yeah.
Home against Jacksonville, that's a dub. In Arizona.
See, Arizona is such a weird team because I feel like they could just be shit next year.
Arizona. So, all right. So another thing this book has is over under.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for the forecast.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona's is like 7, or is it 7.5 or 8? It's something ridiculous because their schedule's so absurdly hard. Oh, it's 9. Arizona's schedule, ridiculous though. We'll get to that in a couple episodes. But I would give Arizona.
I'll give Arizona the benefit of the doubt.
I'm giving Philly the win.
Are you?
Philly go 5-0 to start the season.
Let me think. No. D-Hop ain't playing. Kyler's alone.
D-Hop's suspended.
Who else is receiver?
On the Cardinals?
Yeah.
They got Hollywood Brown, who's possibly suspended after he was
I'm gonna give it to Philly. I think the Cardinals have got to figure themselves out for a good couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree. Versus the boys.
I think they're probably gonna go 1-1 with the boys.
They're gonna go 1-1 with the boys.
Give this a boys win.
Commanders. All right, Steelers.
They're gonna beat the Steelers. People are so high on the Steelers. I don't know why.
I'll give them a loss against the Steelers.
Nah.
I'm gonna give them a loss just because that's one of those games that can go either way, and I think Pittsburgh by this point in the season would have something figured out. They're gonna start to figure out their miracle workers and stuff. In Houston, that's a dub for the Eagles. Commanders again, they go 1-1. Yep. So, whatever. In Indy, that's a loss. In my opinion, that's a loss. I don't know how you're feeling about that.
In Indy. Because I like both teams. Honestly, both teams are kind of on. This is one that could go either way, really.
Yeah. This is gonna be the Super Bowl matchup. It's
I
gonna be Philly versus Indy. In the Midwest is gonna go fucking bananas.
I oh gosh. I'm gonna give it to Indy, I think, because I really like Indy's defense.
I like Indy's team.
Um, then going against the
First, home against the
Packers,
Packers, that's a
that's a
loss.
loss.
Home against the
Against Tennessee,
Titans,
yeah, that's a win.
yeah, I'll give them a win as well. They
Uh,
sweep the Giants.
yep.
That's just how it goes.
Bears,
Win in Chicago. They split with Dallas. Did we say they
yes.
split with
I
Dallas?
think they
Yeah.
split with Dallas.
Hold on.
I don't know if I gave him a loss or a win. I think I gave him a loss.
I gave them a loss, so I'm gonna give them a win. I think they lose to New Orleans.
I was about to
I think
say the
New Orleans
same
goes
thing.
on a run.
I think New Orleans needs a spot in the playoffs, and they go for it, and they get that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, I think
and ending off with the Giants giving my
Win.
record of a 12, yes, with a win, a 12-5 for Philly.
I also have a 12-5 for Philly.
Golly, is that
It's a
not
good team.
It is a good
It's a
team.
good team. And speaking of good teams, let's look at not one of those.
Oh, I was gonna say this is not speaking
Let's
of.
look at not one of those.
At least you're
My
honest.
New York Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, is right. Quarterback, Daniel Jones, 25th. They had Tyrod Taylor, back him up, or possibly take over, depending on how shitty he does.
Yeah, I talked about that earlier.
Damn, this whole segment's just gonna make me sad.
If Daniel Jones shits the bed, one, is he gonna be a backup forever because of that? And two, Tyrod's gonna take the team.
Yeah, and then he's gonna get hurt, and it's gonna be Daniel Jones' team again.
No, and then next season you're gonna draft another quarterback.
And then we're gonna draft Will Levis out of Kentucky.
You know, if you guys do shit, you can get what's his name from Bama? Bryson?
Bryce Young?
Bryce Young?
No, Seattle's gonna get Bryce Young.
Oh, that's true.
Seattle's gonna get Bryce Young with like the second or third overall pick. And then CJ Stroud's gonna go somewhere. Or we're just gonna totally miss and get Will Levis out of Kentucky.
No, you're gonna draft Spencer Rattler.
You're making me angry. Because I know that's something. Oh no, maybe not Joe Shane. Joe Shane might not do that. New GM. We'll see. But yeah, quarterback's not looking too bright for us right now. One of our only bright spots. Saquon's healthy for now. Saquon's healthy for now.
I like how you had to say for now, and you said for now twice.
For now. Yeah, Saquon eternally injured, but apparently he's tearing up training camp.
Like he's gonna tear up his ACL later this season.
Stop. I'm gonna bully you so hard when we go over the Patriots.
No, you don't have to. That's not this episode, but
no, I know, but still, that was so uncalled for.
I don't know. It was kind of called for.
Matt Breida is a good backup.
Never heard of him.
He was on San Fran's team when they made the Super Bowl. He was like one of their two backs. Him and Mostert. He was pretty good. He was on the Bills last season, so he didn't play. And now he's on the Giants, reunited with his old coach, old OC. And now our weapons.
Which, on paper, is not bad.
Yeah, and then you look at the rest of the league, and you're like, oh, yeah, I can see how these guys kind of suck. We got Kenny Golladay, who, if we had him 3 years ago, it would have been good. Kadarius Toney, he's coming into his own. Rookie Wandale Robinson out of Kentucky. That's why we're gonna draft Will Levis, because he's gonna be with Wan'Dale Robinson. The connection, the Kentucky connection. That's what's gonna
Don't say
happen
the
next season.
Kentucky
The
connection.
Kentucky connection. Kentucky's a football school now. They don't care about basketball. They were ranked at some point this season. Uh, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton are still this team. Shep is probably on his last year with this team. He was decent at best. Slayton, I thought, was going to be a lot better, but then he just didn't get the ball last year. Tight end Daniel Bellinger was a 4th-round pick out of San Diego State this year, taking over the #1 spot in the tight end roster, the tight end depth chart.
Because you guys lost, or no?
Yeah, we lost Ingram.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we lost Evan Ingram to Jacksonville because nothing of value was lost, really. Anyways, what are your thoughts on a tight end wearing number 45?
Oh,
Because that is
that's
Daniel
so
Bellinger.
weird. Tight
That is
ends wearing
Daniel Bellinger
tight
wearing
ends-
number 45.
tight ends wearing 40 are so weird, and it's such like a. I hate to use the word but it's the only thing like quirky thing to do. But it's like,
don't say that.
Yeah, but it's like fuck you for wearing 40. Wear 80 like a normal fucking person.
I think the funniest thing is he'll be posted on the Giants' social medias, and I follow the Giants on Instagram, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll post something about it. I'm like, bro, who's this linebacker? He looks built. Number 45, and I'm like, oh, that's a fucking tight end. It's so off-putting. It's so weird, but I kind of like it. I think more tight ends should do it. More tight ends should wear 40s.
I don't like 40s for tight ends.
But a tight end that does wear 80s, Ricky Seals-Jones, got him from Washington in free agency. He's aight. That's all I gotta say about him.
I think this is back in the numbers, but I think tight ends should only wear 80. That's in my opinion. I think tight ends wearing single digits is weird.
You know, like Kyle Pitts.
No,
number 8?
I think Kyle Pitts wearing number 8 looks stupid. Because he just looks like a receiver. Because that's all he really is.
Yeah, that is all he is. Dude's an athletic freak, so they're just like, we're not gonna have you block we can just have you just like diff some outside linebacker.
Oh, Drake London. Well, not anymore.
Oh no, too soon. Yeah, those weapons seem good on paper. They're not that great in reality, and they're ranked 26th according to Mr. Sharp.
I think that's fair.
Ranked 22nd is our O-line, who I think is improving a lot.
You just got Evan Neal.
Evan Neal, good draft pick. Andrew Thomas, I think really started to come into his own last year. Picked up John Feliciano from the Bills. Gonna be starting at center for us because, Mark Glowinski from the Colts. Colts had a really good offensive line last year.
Colts had one.
Picked up Glow. And then our other guard is Joshua Izudu, who I believe is filling in for someone who's injured. I think Shane Lemieux was in that spot, but now he's questionable, injured, whatever. We had a couple offensive line injuries during our preseason game. I don't know how extreme they are. I don't know how long they'll be out or how important they are. But our main 4 guys are Thomas, Feliciano, Glowinski, and Neal. And if they're healthy, I'm happy because that means we will have time to throw the ball this year.
Which would be cool. Or Daniel Jones could just go catch passes again.
Dude, that one-handed grab was rent-free in my head. It lives rent-free
in my head. It's so good.
So good.
That's like,
all right.
Yeah.
Defense, hit or miss, really.
I haven't seen much of your Kayvon.
They're either like they're either like you don't know them or they are like they could be a star. Justin Ellis, don't know him. Dexter Lawrence, so much potential. Hasn't really shown it yet in the league, but he's got a lot of potential. Big guy, big Dex. Leonard Williams, star. Kayvon Thibodeau, star. Tay Crowder, not a lot of people
You're
know him.
calling him a star already?
I, yeah,
I
I
don't
think Kayvon
know.
Thibodeau is that guy, and he will show you that he is that guy, and he will win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I want to see. I haven't seen enough out of him in the NFL. Like, obviously, he was almost the first overall pick in the draft.
Do not know how he fell to fifth.
College means nothing at this point because, you could be number one overall and then drop off.
Yeah. I was extremely happy with our draft this year.
That's be nice.
With Kayvon and Neil at 5 and 7, I was happy we didn't trade back because, we needed those big guys instead of just trading back for more decent guys. But I'm happy. We got Kayvon. Tay Crowder, another guy. That guy's kind of gay.
Oh, Kayvon was
He's
born
okay.
in 2000. That's
I know.
weird. That's weird.
Finally seeing players from 2000 come into the league.
That's so weird to me. It's just in a couple drafts, there'll be kids my age going into the NFL, and that's just so weird.
There's kids my age going to the NFL this year, and that's kind of scary.
I know. Why didn't my dad push me hard enough? I could have been in the NFL by now.
Why didn't my town have a football team? Anyways, Blake Martinez led the league in tackles a couple years ago. Played really well for the Giants 2 years ago, and then last year got injured. ACL snapped. But he got to play Pokemon with his best friend Ninja Tyler Blevins.
Oh,
so
wait.
everything all is well.
What?
What? You didn't? Did you not? I swear I've sent this to you.
I don't
Blake
remember.
Martinez and Ninja Tyler Blevins are like best friends.
Ninja Blevins.
Tyler Ninja Blevins. They're like best friends.
I'm looking this up.
Go to Blake Martinez's Instagram. I'm sure it's there.
Okay, I'll go to it.
It's
Oh yeah.
It's actually Like it's actually so funny. He's does so much with like Pokemon cards and shit. It's great.
Good number too. 54. That's a dog
54.
number.
That is a inside linebacker number right there.
That is a dog number.
Yeah. Speaking of dogs, Azeez Ojulari, bro.
Dog.
That is a dog right there. On the outside linebacker position. He's gonna have another good year, I think. He had a decent year. A decent rookie campaign. And he's gonna really come into his own this year. And Kayvon and Azeez, one on each side. Who you gonna double? Let's be real. Who you gonna double? One of them's getting home. One of them's getting home.
I gotta see more about Kayvon. I haven't seen a lot from your training camp, so I don't know if he's good or not.
Getting home.
Obviously I want him to be good, but I want every player to be good.
I want everyone to be good. Yeah. I fucking
what?
Trying to be all like optimistic and shit.
Well, I don't like. You don't want to watch bad football. I want to see guys get hit. I want to see guys get sacked. I want to see quarterbacks get sacked.
I want to see Kayvon Thibodeau and Ojulari kill Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Do we play the Browns this year? I want to see them kill Deshaun Watson.
You don't.
Sad. Anyways, our secondary ranked 31st in the league. Let's fucking go.
It's not last. No.
Not last. Well, yeah, not last.
Who is last? Oh,
I want you to take a wild fucking guess.
I already saw.
And on paper.
I already saw it's Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I should have thought that. But, yep. Go ahead.
Xavier McKinney. That dude's gonna come into his own this year. He's gonna become a star at strong safety and then leave for a better team because he can win a chip. Julian Love at free safety, still kind of learning the position. He's a normalized cornerback, but he's not the worst. Adoree Jackson did not play well for us last year.
Sorry if you hear bag sounds. My cat is going into a bag. Anyways, continue.
Right. Anyways, Adoree Jackson didn't have a great year. Posed to have a better year this year, hopefully. Please God, I hope he has a better year. Aaron Robinson, he was last year's pick. Yeah. Third rounder last year, didn't see much play time. I Andrew Adams out of UConn.
Woo!
We signed him. Signed him back. This is his 7th season. He's okay. He won a chip with the Bucks.
So he's a UConn player. What do you expect? Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah, UConn.
He won a chip with the Bucks. Yeah. So good for him. Cordell Flott we chose this year, and it was our 3rd round cornerback pick. It's just, it's just all, it's just, it's like I can see why they're ranked 31st. McKinney's their only bright spot, really. Like he's the only star who can, or person who can be a star. Special teams, Graham Gano.
Got
He's
his number
automatic.
bought. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's wearing number 9 now. He's been pretty good the past couple of years. Played for the Panthers and then he came to the Giants.
You'd be
He
correct.
was good. Signed a big contract. So we got him locked up. We got a good player locked up. Our punter, I've never heard of this guy. Jamie Gillen, whatever. Out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. I like him already. He's in his 4th season out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, undrafted. Wears number 17.
It's
Regular season.
It's a D1 school.
He played for Cleveland the past 3 years. Averages 45 per punt. 57 inside the 20 out of how many attempts? 156. All right, not terrible. Not the worst. Not the best, not the worst. 26th ranked offense under Mike Kafka, former quarterback. Oh, we didn't talk about coach. 23rd ranked coach Brian Dable, one of the more promising coaches from this hired in this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Brought in Mike Kafka, who was the Chiefs quarterback coach. So he's worked with Mahomes, which is good.
That is good.
That's a good play.
Yeah.
So our 2 offensive-minded coaches, Dable and Kafka, have worked with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Listen, I'm not saying Danny Dimes is going to be, best of the best, but surely he improves from these 2 people, right?
If he Danny Dimes this season, holy, I want to see it.
Like, surely he improves from having these 2 people on his team, right?
Yes, I think that's pretty automatic.
Yeah. Don Wink Martindale taking over the defense that is ranked 29th in the league.
Gunter, please stop.
Puts the overall ranking at 27th because they have the easiest schedule in the league. Everyone in the NFC East has a top 10 easy schedule. So yay.
Yeah, and you ranked them a 24.
That's a little bias in there as well.
So you're saying that there's 8 teams worse than the Giants?
I think there are 8 teams worse than the Giants.
I'd like you to name them, please.
The Jets.
Okay.
The Falcons.
Okay.
The Panthers.
Okay.
The Jaguars.
Okay.
Houston. You don't think the Jaguars? I think the Jaguars could be a toss-up. I'll give you that.
What was the next one you
Houston.
said? Houston?
Houston.
Yep.
The Seahawks.
Yep.
The Bears.
Yep.
The Lions. The Lions is close.
I do not agree with that at
No?
all. Not even close.
I think we could be. I think we're better than the Lions.
I do not agree with that.
Well, we play them this season.
And you're gonna get fucked.
No, we're not.
All right, let's hear this. All right, let's go into this non-biased schedule run through.
Titans week 1 we lose.
Okay, hold on. Let me do a
We're
little bit of a...
in Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah,
We
lose.
beat the Panthers in week 2.
You lose to the Panthers in week 2.
We lose to the Panthers? There's no way you just said that we lose to the Panthers in week 2. They're barely gonna know who the fuck their quarterback is in week 2.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
Hold on.
I think we win.
Let me ponder for like another couple of seconds here. God, what other receivers are on Panthers?
It's just DJ Moore.
Is it?
Robbie Anderson.
Fuck the Panthers. There we go.
Rashad Higgins. Tommy Tremble.
Okay, I can give you that then.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah. Lose to the Cowboys.
Yep.
Beat the Bears.
Yes.
Sorry, I need to grab a drink real quick.
Okay. I wonder what he's grabbing. Probably his Zer. But
I got a Zer.
what kind?
Yeah.
Oh,
Orange.
I have an orange Zer. It's downstairs, but I've been drinking cherry limeade.
That's a good one.
Okay. Next,
Packers, we lose.
they host the Packers.
That one's in
Yep.
London. That one's in London, actually.
Oh,
that
that's
can go either way.
right. No. Fucking no.
It can go either way. We're in London. We're both adjusting to the times.
Lose to the Ravens.
Yep.
I'm gonna say lose to the Jaguars. Just waiting for your.
This is
toss-up.
the stretch I like. All right.
I see.
Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions. All in a row.
Yeah.
I think we go 2-2.
Okay. Well,
We probably lose
go
to
through the games
Jaguars.
individually, please.
We probably lose to Texans, Lions, but we beat Jaguars, Seahawks.
So
That's what I'm saying.
here's okay. So I'm gonna go through it individually for all you folks at home. So right now 2-6 after beating the Jaguars. That's their second win. Yes. Right. Hold on. Let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I fuck up? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Probably.
5, 6, 7. I'm gonna have to fucking. Okay.
I have them at 4-6
Lose-
right now after the Lions game.
Okay. Lose to. I gotta fucking redo this now. I fucked up.
You want me to go through it
Lose
again
to
for you?
No, lose to Tennessee. Then they're gonna beat Carolina. Then they're going to lose against Dallas. Then they're going to beat the Bears. 2-2 so far. I didn't give them the win against Jacksonville. But then they're gonna lose. 1, 2, 3. Making it 2-5. 1, 2. Yep, 2-5 after Jacksonville. Then they're going to beat the Seahawks, making it 3-5.
They're gonna beat Houston.
And then they're going to lose to Houston, making it 3-6. And then they're going to lose to Detroit, making it 3-8. And now we're caught up. And then
I'm at 4-6.
I know you were gonna like mine. Then they go into
Wait, how are you at 3-8?
1, 2, 3, 4,
They played
5,
10
6,
games.
7,
How are you at 3-8?
9, 10. Don't know. Let's see. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Today we're teaching Nacho
7
how to
losses.
count.
Yep, 3-7 right now.
3
All
and
right.
7.
3 and 7.
Lose to the boys.
Lose to the boys, making them 3-8.
I think we split with Washington, so we
I
win at home.
I'll give you a Washington. Wait,
We get
did
swept
we
by
do that
Eagles.
for?
Yeah, or maybe I don't know. I think we have the biggest chance to split with Washington. I did bet my friend $10 though that we sweep Washington.
I don't remember if we did that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck pass self. 4-8 after Washington, then they go host Philly, and they're gonna lose that. 4-9. Gonna go
Lose the second one to Washington.
lose the second one to Washington. 4-10. Going to Minnesota, lose that. 4-11. Against the Colts at home, 4-12, and at Philadelphia, who probably need to win that game, making their total 4-13 on the season.
I got 5-12.
That's fair. Oh, I typed in
I got
yours.
him at 5-12.
My B. Oh no, I didn't.
I typed in mine.
Alrighty, and that is the NFC East.
Yeah, we're gonna be going over some other divisions. We're gonna be doing some other stuff.
We have a whole
potentially on Twitch as well.
So be
as
wary.
we gear up for football season.
All right, so be sure to watch out. Go follow. It's in the description. Nacho Live, always a 0, on twitch.tv.
And twitch.tv/Garuta29 as well.
Then you're going to go want to check us out on YouTube. It's Minga Sports and Gaming. I'm sure if you just type in Minga Sports, you'll find something there. We've only had 2 gaming videos, but I'll tell you, we're going to have some more.
Big plans.
Getting back into Minga. We are going to be doing the rest of the divisions in both NFC and AFC, so be on the lookout for those. I know this is a bit of a longer episode. This is the first format. I'm sure the other ones will be a little bit quicker as we try to just go through them.
AFC East will probably be towards the end of the week, and then we're going to start it up with the NFC South next week and, kind of continue in that kind of pattern.
So, if that's all we have for you today, so hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And word to your mother. Peace out.